All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays. Took a little break over the weekend after that crazy episode we did debunking the big blocker propaganda that probably put Adam back in potential danger by spewing a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, life goes on. And we are back to the morning trading show. Once again, the news show will be coming back probably on Wednesday. The law review is coming back on Tuesday. And I still need to reach out to the Winklevi twins and Mr. Novogratz and a couple of other very interesting people from that Epic Having live stream to bring them on for interviews. Also going to talk to Jimmy Song about the Understanding Bitcoin Tech Show. Lots of good stuff to talk about there that we really need to discuss. So all of that is in the works. This week, I am doing a ton of web conferences this week and next week. And after that, I'm probably going to take it easy because I really want to bring you better and better content. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the charts. The market is popping. It is completely crazy. Bitcoin is interesting. We're going to begin today with, of course, hey guys, if you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. But I'm not going to shill much today. Let's just go to the bigger picture of Bitcoin. As you can see, we are still in the vicinity of this rejection area. Now, I was really hoping this candle would update because this is last week's candle. Today is already Monday morning, so this candle should have updated. I'm a little surprised that it has not. I'm not sure what the scale is doing either. Let me refresh, and maybe it will come back. I'm not sure what happened there. That candle should have refreshed. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's the last price candle. We did pump last night, and that's why we are there. No, I'm sorry. This is correct. So this monthly candle did close above this line. So what I'm going to do right now off the bat is I'm going to adjust this line because you know my rules. My rules are we do not break the body of the candle with our trend line. This is a trend line. It's the waves. It's the hyperwave wave 7. The price is to stay under this line if hyperwave is to come true and eventually get Bitcoin down to 1,000. I do not believe that it will. Let's just get that on the record right now. I do not believe that Bitcoin will drop that low. However, at the moment, I am able to adjust my trend line, and I'm not changing much because I'm still touching the exact same number of candles. Only instead of now touching the top of the candle 2 weeks ago, I am now going through the body of this past week's candle. So we are still right here, and let's see if we can hang around this area for another week or two, because that's what we did right here. Back then, the trend line was lower and it touched 4 candles. Now I'm forced to raise this trend line in order not to violate one of my rules. I can adjust this trend line as many times as needed, as long as it does not, sway from having the spirit of what the trend line is there to do. Okay. How many live viewers we have, guys? We are at, I'm going to close that. We are at 620 live viewers. Excellent. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Okay, let's move on. The monthly chart, we'll look at the monthly chart when the month's coming to an end. Doesn't really matter at the moment. Let's look at this weekly chart. Once again, this weekly chart has a very similar trend line. And now that we've closed the week, now this trend line starts from the very top. It's a little bit different. So what I'm going to do with this trend line is a little bit different. I'm actually going to lower this side of the trend line to the top of the body of that bullish candle. I am now going to raise this side to the top of the body of the latest candle. And now this trend line touches the maximum number of candles I can. These are two slightly different trend lines. I'm doing this on purpose because these, I mean, they're using different price points. This is using a single exchange, and this is using the index. However, the concept is that, and here I'm using the very high point, and here I'm using and over there I'm using the secondary point. But the spirit of both of these trend lines is almost the same. And you can see how this trend line touches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and currently the 10th candle. So this is a pretty serious trend line. And until Bitcoin can clearly break above it and stay above it, I have to assume that this trend line is going to do its job and reject the price for a pullback. Right now, the weekly scale is telling me we could have a couple of more days of momentum to go. And after that, we will see what happens. At the moment, this candle closed very bullish last week, which gives us some confidence that Bitcoin could go higher, but it's still stuck at resistance. Now, the longer Bitcoin stays at resistance, the higher the probability that Bitcoin is going to break out. However, I still have a bet that Bitcoin will not close higher than $10,000 on 90 days this year. And we're already halfway through May, and I've only lost 6.5 days. There's a half there because Bitcoin closed at exactly 10,000. So unless that day is actually the tiebreaker, we're not going to count it yet. So I'm still anticipating a pullback at the moment, no matter how many hedge funds are getting into Bitcoin. And it's all only because of TA. Okay, now let's go to the daily chart. This daily chart looked a little bit different earlier this morning, but right now this is a doji candle and it's sitting right at the top. This is very, very interesting. It's very possible I will turn bullish in a couple of days. This is very possible. We are sitting right near the top. Okay, there's a couple of things that I need. I need certain counts to go a little bit higher, and I need the break of this high. Okay, now I can almost want to lower this high because the best fit line has to cut through these bodies. I'm really curious how today's candle ends because we were late last night, we were so close to 10,000. And then this morning, we are down below 9,500. This is a very, very critical. Man, I can like set my watch by it. It's like clockwork. Internet goes out, boom, right when I do these videos. Like this is the definition of a broken clock. You tell me when Tone's video lost internet, and I'll tell you what time it is. Okay, unlike the propaganda big blocker video that used the broken clock analogy in reverse. All right, I think we're back. All right, pretty sure we're back here. All right, live streaming, everything's good to go. Okay, let's go back to screen share. I still have a bunch of positions in the market. I haven't fully exited yet, so I will not be with you past 9:25. I actually want to get my broker up and running in time for market open. Okay, so I'm very close to changing my mind. I'm being bullish here. We did break the stop and reverse points. We are near the prior swing high. The counts aren't in my favor yet, so I'm hoping if we get 2 more days of consolidation, I'm telling you guys right now, I will turn short-term bullish if we have 2 more days of resistance and we have a breakout. Now, here's a short-term view. The short-term view tops beautifully. You see that red arrow right there. The short-term view tops absolutely beautifully with that red arrow, and we're good. And right now we don't know where it's gonna go. This could be a bigger pullback. The counts are still favoring slightly lower lows. We have the CMF is not looking good. The RSI, the MACD is about to cross over, and the RSI is still coming off an overbought condition. So look, the RSI is still trending down from this high to the most recent high. So on the 4-hour chart, this is no different than the prior couple of arrows. So why would I think anything different? So if we look at the prior two indications of a top, if we look at the prior two indications of a top on a 4-hour chart, this one, right from the top of that candle, took us down 18%. This one from the top of this candle, let's use the candle with the arrow on it, took us down. And these are 4-hour candles, guys. This certainly didn't take long, like within a day or two. Took us down almost 7%. And the current one, again, just using the candle with the arrow on it, took us down only 4%. But the story on this one isn't completed yet. Like, you can't assume that was the low, and I'm not assuming that was the low. I mean, we are making higher highs, and the beauty, and here's what's interesting here: we are forming a much bigger ascending triangle, and this is the part that's making me bullish. This is the part that's making me giddy all over here. It's unfortunate I don't have any short-term positions in Bitcoin on GBTC, but this is a beautiful ascending triangle, absolutely beautiful. And I will be looking to enter this breakout. This is very nice and very clean. It's as clean of a triangle as I've seen it. It fits all my rules. We have, I'm going to lower this one a little bit here. This is a touch to me. So that's the starting point, a second touch, a third touch, clearly 3 touches along the bottom. This is huge. This is really, really big. I'm going to grab one of these arrows here, and I'm going to just gauge how big this is. And it's on a 4-hour chart. This is incredible. That's a 20% move for $2,000. That's a $2,000 upswing if we can break this triangle. And you know what? The TA is favoring the breakout. It's favoring the breakout, but I'm not buying right here. I'm not interested in buying here. I'm a lot more interested in buying here. I am looking for this not today, not even tomorrow, but I'm looking for this to happen in a couple of days from now, like Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday for 20% upswing. Now that's the ultimate target. Doesn't mean it's going to get there, but this is what I'm eyeing. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous ascending triangle. I'm sure a lot of other people are going to start looking. If they're not looking at it already, they will, because we have over 1,000 viewers on this channel. And I will absolutely be bullish if we are anywhere near 99.50. I really don't want to see it today, and I honestly don't really want to see it tomorrow. But if it's tomorrow, it's not that bad. But in a perfect world, this is happening on May 20th. On May 20th, in a perfect world, that would happen. So because GBTC only trades 7 hours, you know what? Let me not disclose my personal trading strategies. It A, can get me in trouble, and B, will not allow me to enter a good position if everyone else piles in. Here is Bitcoin hash rate. This is going to adjust, of course. The Bitcoin hash rate will be dropping if the price of Bitcoin is dropping. But if price of Bitcoin pops $2,000, like this ascending triangle is suggesting, then Bitcoin hash rate will certainly come back, because inefficient miners will not go out of business at all. Really waiting for this. This update's really, really late. I still believe that we're going to come and hit this line, but that also implies a $6,000 price of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks out to 12,000 here later this week, the probability of going back to 6,000 is significantly lower. All my probabilities will also be adjusted. So my entire view that Bitcoin will stay between $6,000 and $10,000 for the rest of the year, all of that pretty much goes out the window if Bitcoin can break out for $2,000 out of that ascending triangle. Let's talk about gold. I was really, really happy seeing gold bust out this morning. I was getting ready to count my billions because I entered a gold position that I was upset about because I just got busy talking to Satoshi. Sorry, I mean Adam Back. I'm sorry, Adam. You're gonna kill me one of these days. I just got busy chatting with Adam Back the moment the market was opening right here. And by the time I looked at gold 30 minutes later, it was already up here. So I entered my gold position, unfortunately, late. I took half the profit on that gold position at the end of on Friday evening, but I'm still sitting in half that gold position, and it would have been beautiful to see it open back there when the market opens, because I'm not in the futures market. I traded my retirement accounts, so I have to use GLD for this trading. Now I am very leveraged with options because I know how to trade options. If you don't know how to trade options, please check out the on-demand course on options if that's something that interests you. But it's a very leveraged instrument. So please be careful. Look at that. Gold's just falling. That's disappointing. It really, really is. Here is silver is not falling as much. Look at silver. Now, silver is about to top out based on momentum. Same thing. See the red arrow here. I took the trade from the green arrow to the red arrow. I did not take any other trades on silver. I would have been happy to take a trade to the short side tomorrow if a similar situation occurred. But if it's occurring one day early, I'm probably going to miss it. I'm kind of disappointed that gold is seriously pulling back here. I really wanted my trade to do much better. My trade is, of course, going to be profitable no matter what. I can always exit later today if I see this thing dropping down. All right, oil. Where's oil going? Oil is rising. Oil is at $30 a barrel. Oh my God, who would have thought from negative 40 down to positive 30? We've broken some critical resistance levels. And right now, the momentum on the daily chart is, of course, bullish. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. We actually don't even have to go there because I do have the multi-time frame section down here, and this will eventually be released. I'm sorry, guys, just been a little bit too busy with other stuff to release it. There was a weekly buying opportunity right here, and I've been trying to get into the oil trade. It's very difficult to trade oil in retirement funds, so I was never able to do it. I am long one of the stocks in the oil sector, so hopefully that's enough exposure for me. The stock market, wow. The stock market is seriously breaking out this morning. Thank God I didn't fully exit my long exposure and enter short exposure. Now, this is the kind of situation that normally gets me into short trades. Now, Ugly Old Goat has a different view on things. Now, Ugly Old Goat likes to go long at a 2-week low. Now, I don't know if that's a 2-week low because I don't know how many weeks ago this was, but probably, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is even a 3-week low. So this is the kind of area where Ugly Old Goat likes to go long. It's the kind of area where Tone Vays likes to go short. Sometimes he wins, sometimes I win. It's your risk management that does it. Now, here's an example. Here's an example where I would have crushed him because right here, this is a new 2-week low. So I don't want to put words into. I mean, obviously we were crashing due to COVID in the market, but like I said, sometimes it's good for one system, sometimes it's good for another. No system works 90% of the time, or even 80% of the time. You're lucky if you have a system that works 60 to 70% of the time. And even if you have a system that works 40% of the time, if your risk management is accurate, your 40% accurate system can certainly make you money. So I'm glad I did not get out of all my bullish exposure. I'm glad I did not go short here, and I still have bullish exposure. And let's see how it goes. Being this high, I mean, this is again pre-market. Anything can happen by end of day. But if we challenge the prior swing high, oh boy, I think we can certainly go into that $3,000 range. But I still think the economy is a disaster. So sooner or later, we are going to go down, but I'm not going to fight the plunge protection team. Here's the weekly looking chart. And the weekly chart, that was not a great candle, but it's also not a bearish candle. This is a pretty neutral candle. If we can break above these highs and close on a weekly scale above these highs, that's going to be very bullish for the market. However, you're sitting at a triple resistance. You have a Fibonacci resistance and 2 moving average resistance zones. That is not good. Your RSI is not great. Your MACD, I mean, they're a little bit leaning bullish, but certainly not that much. Okay, guys, that's it for my commentary. Let me see if there's any questions. I know there were a lot of questions during that video, during the debunking of the Bcash propaganda video. There were questions there. I didn't even get to your questions, and people were upset. I didn't let the propagandist on the stream, but I didn't even get to my audience questions that actually likes me, as opposed to the other way around. Let me take a look at that. Let me just glance at a few of those. When will you do another 12-hour stream? I don't know. When's the next time there's a big event? I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But I mean, they take a lot of energy and they take a lot out of me. Hey, thank you for your super chat, guys. I got something in there, but I'd have to scroll up to see it. Thank you, James. Hi, Tone. What do you think of the 4-hour? Bitcoin. Yeah, I talked about that. 1 to 4 candle correction. Yeah. So at the moment, you are completely right, James. So let me go back to the 4-hour. So right here, we are on a 1 to 4 candle correction, but it's too early to say whether the correction is over. I mean, mentally, you know that it's a high probability of a 1 to 4 candle correction. In fact, since I've drawn this ascending triangle, I'm actually giving it a higher probability. Guys, I am leaning that this triangle is going to break us out. I am not leaning bearish here. I am leaning bullish on the short-term time scale. The moment this starts breaking out to the top, all of these other time frames are going to go. This will break out to new highs as well, and the counts are going to flip, and the counts are going to be bullish. And the weekly chart is going to be clearly above the trend line. So all the other time frames and the weekly still has momentum for this entire week plus up to 2 additional weeks. So all the time frames will flip. Now, I have not looked at my new favorite time frame, the 479-minute candlestick. And the 479-minute candlestick is also looking good. It's great. Again, counts can flip and we can break out. I mean, the triangle hasn't changed on this one. It's not the best of triangles. It's really not, because like this zone is kind of sort of messing it up. Would have been great if this area here went into 10,000 and then the same thing happened, but it's good enough. Let's go back to the 4-hour. All right. Let me see here. Yesterday, Jerome Powell said negative rates not likely in the US. Any thoughts on that? Are they jawboning the markets? No, I think he's telling you the truth. I don't think negative rates are coming in the US. I mean, people still want the US dollars, and the US government fully understands that people have just lost a ridiculous amount of wealth. So negative rates usually come on. The talk of negative rates are in a deflationary environment where people are hoarding money that they have to hoard. It's very difficult for the government to force negative interest rates on people when they're completely broke. So I don't see negative rates coming in the US. But there's 2 sides to negative rates. I don't have time to get into it on this podcast, but you know what? I think Leah's chief investment officer at the new company that Leah is a part of is an interest rate guy, and I'm gonna have him on, and we're gonna talk about interest rates. I wish Tyler was here. Do you see Bitcoin 10,000 a strong support once we break through it? Excellent question. What do I think about 10,000 a strong support? It depends on how high we go. If we break this 10,000 and we make it to 12,000, not in a day, not in a week, but if we break 10,000 and we make it to 12,000 in an orderly fashion, that takes at least 2 plus weeks to get there, I will then foresee 10,000 as strong support. But if we break 10,000 and only go to 11,000, 10,000 is not strong support. If we break 10,000 and go to 13,000 in 3 days, 10,000 is not strong support. This is a very challenging question that people need to understand. Support is only as strong as the number, as the energy that it takes to get to it and break it, and the time that it takes for it to be in people's psyche. So the longer we stay above 10,000, the stronger it is. And the harder it is to break it, the stronger it is. So like think of it as a wall, okay? Think of it as like a nice long wall, like a 10-foot wall, 10-foot lengthwise. Doesn't matter how, it's higher than your head, right? It's 10-foot lengthwise, which is like 3 meters lengthwise, right? And you decide to break that wall on one side of it, right? If the wall is so weak that you're just gonna bump into it with your shoulder and break right through half of that wall, how hard do you think it'll be for you to break to the other side of that wall running backwards? But if you're struggling breaking half of that wall, you're obviously going to struggle breaking that wall from the opposite side. So the longer it takes, the more times you bump against 10,000 in order to break it, the stronger it is on the other side. But time also matters. Also think of this wall. The more time goes by, the stronger it is. You can think of that as a wall also. If you lay down a brick wall with cement on bricks, that cement needs time to harden. So if you just like build a wall and then 3 hours later decide to run into that wall, what do you think is going to happen to that wall? It's obviously going to fall apart because the cement has not had time to harden. That's the time factor. These are my best analogies for what it's like to break these critical levels, okay? So the more time goes by, the stronger it is, and the harder it is to break to one side, the harder it'll be to break it to the other side. So it's time and effort. But how high you go after the wall, after you break it, that's almost irrelevant. It's really, and this is the part that people just don't understand. It's irrelevant. Like let me go back to this chart. I do want to, this is a really good conversation. Great question. Here, it didn't matter. Like once we broke, you see how 4,200 was a challenge to break? It took 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th week, you finally broke 4,200. Okay. It was also a bit of a struggle to break 9,000. It took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, a little bit less. So you see how the $4,200 wall was stronger than the $9,000 wall. In addition, the $4,200 wall, not only was it stronger, it also lasted longer. It lasted longer because it was obviously happened first. You built this wall first, you built this wall second. The cement of this wall had more time to harden. It didn't matter how high you went. It didn't matter how high you went. Time mattered. And then the $9,000 wall, it held once, but then it was broken very, very quickly. And then it took a while, and the $4,200 wall never broke on a closing weekly basis. It never broke. This wall had a lot more time to harden, and this wall was a lot harder to break. So while you went through it on a intra-week basis, the weekly candles stayed above it. This is all you need to know. It's irrelevant. This could have gone to 20,000. This could have gone to 30,000. That did not matter. How high you went is not a factor. It's about how hard they are to break and how long they have been around in people's psyche of trading. Okay, this could have gone to 30K, and then it still could have easily fallen back to 4,200. At this point, I don't see 4,200 again. I don't. Walls don't test more than once. When they test more than once, they are in trouble. Okay, if you test 4,200 again, you will be forming a descending triangle that will potentially send Bitcoin down to 1,000. And this is why I'm not anticipating 4,200. Okay, I can't get to the rest of your questions. That was a very good discussion. Once again, guys, please support with the affiliate page. I got to get to the open market. I have my gold position. I know I'm going to stop trading. I've been meaning to. Hopefully this week I'll stop trading. I'm not sure if there'll be a show tonight, but tomorrow night I'm planning on doing the law show. And Wednesday night, we're going to do the news show. Okay. See you guys tomorrow morning for more market analysis. And once again, please support with the affiliate page. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. 1,300 live viewers in the audience right now. Please hit that like button. We have 1,350 watching, 220 likes. It does help get these videos around the web. Thank you guys, and I will see you all on the next one.